I'm driving through France right now to get to the small beach town of Moliette because I was asked to give a zero waste talk at the vegan surf camp, and that came at the right time because I could really use some vacation. And there we go. We drove all day and this is our tent, so let's do a tent tour. First of all, immaculate when you've been a whole week at a festival in a tiny, tiny little tent with nothing. This is a little bit different. We come in, we have rugs, we have furniture, I have a place to hang my clothes, have a bed with actual pillows and mattresses, we have electrical outlets. My oh my. Going directly from a music festival, living in a tent in mud, to this, unmatched. And we just had dinner. I forgot to film that part. I'll film the dinner throughout the week because it was so good. It was so good. Anyway, I'm signed up for yoga and surfing tomorrow, and I have never surfed before, so this will be my very first time. There's also an ocean beach cleanup. Let's fucking go! I'm so excited to be here. We are in the very southern part of France, very close to the Spanish border as well. The weather is immaculate, so we're gonna go to the beach now. I'm gonna go to the beach, but I just sat down in the best chair I've ever sat in my life. And I don't think I'm leaving. Jeg er nødt til det der bilavik. I am both in and out of my comfort zone at the very same time. I love him. Oi. I found sand and a sunset in a second. While we were at the beach, the rest of the camp showed up for a beach volley tournament, so I watched the game while gathering some trash. I was mesmerized by the sunset and so happy to have finally arrived. I really felt my breath, my heart, and my whole body just calming down. I am in the tent and I am so ready to go to bed. This is the comfiest I have been in weeks. I kid you not, I'm exporting a video over here, but I love it so much. But I'm so comfortable. This is just... On the way here, I spent a night in a capsule hotel, 0 out of 10. This, abso-fucking-lutely. Finally in my wetsuit and kinda excited to see if I'm any good at this. It's dinner time and we're having a wrap with lettuce, salsa, and a dip. There are several chefs that work full-time in the kitchen to make these delicious plant-based meals. It feels so good to not having to worry about food for a while, because everything is plant-based. It was absolutely heaven. This is so awkward and just so typical me. I was so excited about going to the surf lesson. I've wanted to try surfing for ages and I was just so ready to become this super cool surfer chick after one lesson. My toxic trait is thinking that I'm amazing at everything after I try it just one time. Anyway, I put on the wetsuit. Actually, I have to try on 3 different kinds because I can't find the one that fits me. And if you've ever just had a crappy experience in a changing room trying on trousers, I can report that trying on wetsuits that do not fit you are like 10 times worse. So already I was a little bit vulnerable with the whole situation. Anyway, I was in the water for 5 minutes and then I had a panic attack. So I'm so annoyed with myself. All day I felt like I failed. I felt like I wasn't good enough. It was so frustrating and just, I hate that kind of feeling. I'm under the weather today, just like my throat, my nose, everything is just, So I'm not gonna try today because I think that will be setting myself up to fail, but I really want to try this week, at least to get like one good experience with it. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm letting go of this too easily. But I was in the water and there were so many people there. It was really chaotic and the waves weren't that high, but as someone who's a little bit scared of getting water in her face and just like drowning, I think the waves were high and not a lot of people thought they were high. Anyway, so I was in the water and we were so many people and we were way too close to each other, I think. So one of the other beginners let go of her board because of one of the waves and it hit me in the head. And then I dropped my board because I was so stunned by it. And I was dragged on the leash between the board and like the leash on my ankle. And then I was dragged with the waves. And once I got up again, I was just, you know what? I'm going, it is no, fuck this. I am here, by the way, with my partner, and he has served many times New Zealand barley. He knows, and he was there with me as well, and I was just so frustrated because I wanted to be good at it. I wanted to serve with him, and that could be really fun, but maybe that's just not one of the things that I'm good at, and I guess that's also okay. But I really want to give it one last shot, and if I still don't like it, I'm not gonna beat myself up. Maybe that's just one of those things I don't like. That's also okay. I just really wanted to be a cool surfer chick. Anyway, now we're gonna head out to a beach cleanup, because the beach, it's beautiful, but there's trash everywhere. Big pieces, and once you start to look at it, there's small pieces everywhere. And the camp, the Vegan Surf Camp, are organizing a beach cleanup, so of course we're gonna go. See you guys there. These plastic pellets, these small white ones, are what new virgin plastic products are made from. They are called plastic granulates, and they are all over this beach. So today we're collecting trash. Now I can already hear the comments going, this is not gonna make any difference. Yeah, this is maybe like 0.00001% of the problem. When we pick up trash, we take responsibility, and feeling like you're in control and that what you do matter is everything when it comes to sustainability. Because green actions are like rings in water, and whenever we do small things, that results in bigger changes. These tiny actions are important and valid, even if it feels like it's a never-ending task. Also, taking action is the #1 way to avoid climate anxiety and burnout, by the way. You can clearly see the different ages of the pellets or the granular. Like, some of these are very new and some of them are much older. I think this shows really well what happens to the plastic over time. Should definitely have brought a bigger bag.
Alright, well.
This is everything we found in a matter of 45 minutes. The camp works with organizations that use the data we collect with the waste and use it to make reports which document the extent of plastic pollution. I'm gonna go give my workshop now. Hopefully my voice will manage. I wanted to be here in good time to set up everything, but it was so easy, so now we're ready to go. I want to talk about what sustainability means in the first place, because it's a very fluffy word, often used when we focus on recycling. And recycling doesn't look like this, actually. 4.6% of the impact. Transportation, 4.8%. You ready? Yes, hello. I'm just walking around with my peach. Oh, good. So, I basically didn't sleep at all last night because I am sick. I have a cold. It's not ideal. So I was planning on going to a culinary workshop today where we're making curry, but I might just film from a distance to not make anyone else sick. And then afterwards we're going to the beach, which I'm excited about. I wish I wasn't sick, obviously, but we're trying to make the best of it. Also, the weather is absolutely amazing today.
Then I have some coriander seeds and some cumin seeds, and they are nice like this. But if you roast them a little bit, it goes out more, the taste comes more out. Yeah, the coriander seeds actually have now.
One of the chefs at the camp hosted the food workshop where we, and by we I mean the others, were making a vegetable curry. Although it's called Vegan Surf Camp, loads of the people there weren't actually vegan. They just enjoyed the place, the food and the company, which was amazing. So I love when the resources about making fulfilling veggie dishes are becoming more available. We talked about proteins, which vegetables can do what, and how to bring out deep and intense flavor without animal products, which is absolutely possible and easy as well. We also got to taste the final result, which I was hoping for because I forgot lunch today. I normally don't like zucchini in my curry all that much, but I got some great tips on how to cook it to my liking. Just a moment of appreciation for the reusables and effective recycling here, and actually how little plastic was used by the campers between the meals. This is pretty impressive. I'm packing up and going to the beach, so I thought I wanted to show you what kind of sun protection I'm using. First of all, we have this one from Rain. I use this primarily on my body. And then for my face, I am using this one from Comfort Zone. This is SPF 50 and this is 30. Can you hear that? I think it's cicadas. That's a dog, but... I've gotten tons of blisters from my flip-flops. Case in point. The grossest feed on the internet currently. So now we're barefooting it, and I regret my decision. because this is the road to the beach and it's 30 degrees. Just continuing with that free feet content. We're at the beach, but we have to cross here, and the water's quite high today, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I made it, and honestly quite refreshing. I found this gorgeous shell on the beach and I might bring this home as a souvenir, and the only souvenir I'll get, by the way. This was absolutely mesmerizing. You might be wondering why I'm moving like this, but let it be known, it is not me. It is my hammock. Beach was amazing, crowded, but amazing nonetheless. And then my partner and I had a couple of beers, and now it's time for dinner. We're gonna go to dinner in a second, but I just really wanted to try out the hammock. I haven't tried it before, and it's always been occupied when I've come by it. It's so comfortable. Oh, it's just what I imagined it. This sounds like I've never been on a hammock before. That's not really the case. And the surroundings are just magnificent. Tonight's dinner is garden night themed, and it was so good. We stayed around for a while and had some drinks, played cards, and I also got my butt handed to me in this game, by the way. Yeah.
I feel like, you know, a kid being like, Mom, look! Can try also mixed media, you know, like some...
One of the most frequently found pieces of trash on the beach are cotton swabs. So in one of the workshops, I cut some up and made a little anklet with them. Honestly, I think it looks like porcelain or shells from a distance, so you would never know it's beach trash. I also made a card for my mom. Hey. Last night's dinner was sushi and pad thai, and pad thai might be one of my favorite dishes of all time. This one could have used a little bit more spice, but maybe I should start traveling with some hot sauce from now on, because I feel like that's my main criticism all the time.
It's my job.
Yeah.
It's early in the morning and I'm already packed up, basically, almost, and we're about ready to hit the road. My cold won't quit, but I've still had such a good time. I'm speaking quietly because, contrary to popular belief, tents not soundproof. So this is my formal apology to everyone in the neighborhood for hearing my coughing during the night. We'll be making some sandwiches for the road, and the baguette from last night is in this marine dry bag. It's the closest thing I had to a container that could keep them. To avoid disposable plastic bags, think creatively. Is that baguette in your dry bag? Are you just happy to see me? The lunch in the car on the way back was baguette with a bit of hummus. I packed a small container, and it always ends up being super handy, so that's a hard recommend. I didn't go surfing again. Between my health and my anxiety, I was too scared to try again, and this feels so embarrassing to admit. But something in me just really didn't want to go. And I tried to tell myself that it's okay that I might not be good at everything. But maybe one day I'll give surfing another go. I still had an amazing time at the vegan surf camp, and I would definitely consider coming back next year.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!